My name is Daniel. This happened on a normal night in my own house when I was completely alone. I remember it clearly because nothing special was supposed to happen. My wife had taken the kids to visit her parents just one night. I stayed home because I had work the next morning. I actually looked forward to the silence. No transmissão vertical. No noisy, just a quiet house. The house isn't big. 1 floor, 3 bedrooms, a small hallway. I've lived there for 8 years. I know every sound it makes. That night, around 10 p.m., I locked the doors, checked the windows, and sat on the couch with my laptop. Everything felt normal. Too normal. Around 10:40, I heard a noise from the kitchen. Not loud, not a bang. More like something being touched. A soft sound, like plastic moving. I froze for a second and laughed at myself. Old houses make noises, pipes, airwood. I didn't get up. 10 minutes later, it happened again. This time, closer, from the hallway. I closed my laptop. I called out, "Hello." My own voice sounded strange in the house. No answer. I stood up and walked slowly toward the hallway. I turned on the light. Everything looked the same. Doors, close, close. Nothing out of place. But the kitchen light was on. I was sure I had turned it off. I stood there, studying that heat, trying to remember if I had left it on by mistake. I convinced myself I did. I turned it off and went back to the living room. I locked the door again. Around 11:30, I heard footsteps. That's the part people don't like when I tell this story. They always say it was imagination, but I know what footsteps sound like. These weren't loud. They were careful, slow, like someone was trying not to make noise. They stopped right outside the living room. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I listened, nothing. After a few seconds, I stood up and turned on all the lights, every single one. I walked through the house, checking every room. Empty, no open windows, no broken doors. I checked the front door, locked the back door, locked. I stood in the kitchen, heart racing, telling myself I was overreacting. That's when I noticed something small. The chair at the kitchen table wasn't pushed in. I always pushed it in. I pushed it back under the table and went to the bathroom. I splashed water on my face. I told myself to calm down. When I came back, the chair was out again. Not much, just enough to notice. I didn't touch it. I went back to the living room and sat down. I didn't turn the TV on. I didn't play music. I just sat there, listening. Around midnight, my phone vibrated. A message from an unknown number. It said, "You forgot to turn off the hallway light." I hadn't told anyone I was home alone. My heart started pounding so hard I felt sick. I stood up and checked the hallway. The light was on. I knew I had turned it off. I grabbed my phone and typed, "Who is this?" No reply. I called my wife. No answer. I checked the doors again. Still locked. I went into the bedroom to grab something to defend myself. I don't even remember what I was thinking of using. That's when I saw the closet door. It was open. I never leave it open. Inside the closet, nothing was missing, but something was different. My shoes were lined up neatly. They were never like that. I backed away slowly and locked myself in the bathroom. I sat on the floor, holding my phone, listening to my own breathing. Then I heard someone sit down on a couch. I heard the leather creak. I didn't scream. I didn't move. Minutes passed. I don't know how many. Finally, I heard footsteps again, moving toward the front door. The lock clicked, then silence. I stayed in that bathroom until morning. When the police came, they found no signs of forced entry. No fingerprints, nothing stolen. They told me maybe I had forgotten to lock something. But here's the part that still doesn't let me sleep. When my family came back, my wife asked why there was an extra coffee mug in the sink. I don't drink coffee at night, and the mug wasn't mine. My name is Michael. I've never told this story out loud before, because when I do, people ask questions I can't answer. This happened on a normal weekday night. No storms, no special date. Just a quiet evening when I was home alone. My girlfriend was working a night shift. I had the house to myself. I ordered food, locked the doors, and planned to sleep early. The house was silent, the kind of silence you only notice when you're alone. Around 9 p.m., I heard a sound upstairs. I live in a 2-story house, bedroom upstairs, living room and kitchen downstairs. I was on the couch when I heard it, not footsteps, not a bang, just the sound of something rolling slowly across the floor like a marble. I paused the TV and listened. Nothing. I waited a full minute, then told myself it was the house settling. Old houses make strange noises. Everyone knows that. I turned the TV back on. 10 minutes later, the sound came again. Same place, same slow roll, same stop. I muted the TV. This time, I went upstairs. The hallway light was off. I turned it on and checked every room, bedroom, bathroom, guest room. Everything looked normal. But on the floor, near the bathroom door, there was a coin, a quarter. I picked it up and stared at it. I don't carry loose change upstairs. Ever, I told myself. I must have dropped it earlier and forgot. That explanation didn't feel right, but I accepted it anyway. I went back downstairs and locked the door to the stairs. I know that sounds strange, but the lock was already there when we bought the house. I'd never used it before. Around 10:30, I heard a different sound. The bathroom upstairs, the sink. I could hear water running. I stood up slowly and stared at the staircase door. The lock was still in place. I unlocked it and went upstairs. The bathroom door was closed. The light was on. The sink was running. I turned it off. My reflection in the mirror looked pale, tired, older. I checked the other rooms again. Nothing. When I went back downstairs, my phone buzzed. A notification from my home security app. Motion detected. Upstairs bathroom. The time stump matched when I heard the water. I stared at the screen. My girlfriend was the only other person with access to the app. I messaged her, "Are you home?" She replied immediately, "No." Why? I didn't answer her. I sat on the couch, phone in my hand, lights on, listening. At 11 p.m., I heard breathing. Not loud, not close, but not mine. It came from above me, slow, controlled, like someone trying to stay calm. I didn't move. The breathing stopped. Then I heard something else. The stairs. One step, then another. Slowly, carefully. I stood up and grabbed the kitchen knife. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped it. The footsteps stopped halfway down. Silence. I shouted, "Who's there?" No answer. I waited. Then the footsteps continued all the way down. I ran to the front door and unlocked it, ready to run outside. That's when I noticed something on the floor. A second coin, right in front of the door. I froze. I never saw anyone. I never heard the door open. I waited outside until the police arrived. They searched the house. No signs of forced entry. No one hiding, no fingerprints they could use. They told me maybe I was stressed. Maybe I imagined it. They left around 2 a.m. I went back inside and locked every door. I didn't sleep. In the morning, I checked the security up again. The motion alerts were gone. Deleted and I moved out 2 weeks later. Before he left, I checked the upstairs bathroom one last time. Inside the cabinet, behind the cleaning supplies, I found a small plastic bag. Inside were coins, dozens of them, all the change.